Hello, here we are back in the yoga cave. It's actually been cloudy all day today, and I just felt like coming back in here and creating a little bit of atmosphere with candle and lights and things like that. Ironically, the sun has just come out outside. So anyway, this is where we are for today. Hopefully be back out in the garden tomorrow. I've had one or two people feedback on requests for sessions to do, areas of the body to cover. The most popular being the stomach, menopausal belly fat. I'm afraid I don't have the answer to that. Lockdown, I have put on quite a few pounds, and I'm really trying to, this week, trying to shift my mindset away from cakes and biscuits and bread and things like that. So yes, yoga can tone up, we know that, and exercises can help that, but the other side of it is what we eat. And I will be doing some stuff on this. I've been doing some research, and as you probably know, some of you that come to classes, I'm actually due to do a special course in September on yoga for the menopause. So I'll keep you updated on that, depending on whether it is going to be a residential course, which is what I booked, or it might end up being online. So more news on that as it comes. So I think for today, and for what we're going to do, we can all just work together on this and see where we go. I've also upped up my walking to doing a bit of running as well. We're doing the Couch to 5K. So I think, it's everything. It's not just, you can't just target one specific area or problem with a bit of yoga. I'm afraid it's not a magic bullet. What it can do, and as I think one of the things we have to do, is come to the idea of acceptance. So at the moment I'm accepting the fact that I am carrying far too much around my middle, or more than I would like to. Not that it really matters because nobody sees, but I think you know how you feel in your body and how you feel about yourself. And I know after recording yesterday's video, I was wearing that lovely bright lime green top, and all I could do was look and think, oh my God, I've got a great roll around here and there's fat hanging out the side of my bra, which I never had. I was always very skinny on the top. Not for a good few years, but anyway, so enough of that. I'm not wallowing in any of that. I'm being positive, and the positivity is that today's session I'm going to move back to our old favourite warrior, doing a little bit of a warrior flow, bit of breathing to begin with, and then finishing up with legs up the wall as we're in here. So I'm going to pop the music on for a bit. I can build the atmosphere in here more than outside, but then we've got the birds outside, so I will start that. So if you can all find yourself a seated position. I'll just check on the time. So find yourself a nice seated position, and we're just going to spend a couple of moments just gathering and focusing ourselves. So hands over the tops of the knees, and just find the sensation of sitting down, rooting down through those sit bones. So take one breath with that awareness. And then with the next breath, inhale up through the spine. And as you do, just grow that spine a little further. Imagining that breath filling your spine with energy, with light, as it moves all the way through to the crown of the head, which points right up to the ceiling. And just take a couple of long, slow breaths here. We're not putting our hands on stomachs or anything like that. Just a lovely, long, slow breath in and out through the nose. As you do so, just really be aware of yourself sitting on that mat. Almost as if you could see yourself from outside. The shape your body is making. Maybe even watching that air travelling all the way up your spine to the crown of your head. when you're ready, we're batting open the eyelids and we're coming on to all fours to do a gentle warm-up, and then, as I said, we're going to work through a warrior warrior flow, and then coming back onto the mat to do a gentle yin posture. So we're on all fours, very, very familiar now, and when you're ready, inhale up into cow pose. Exhale down. So let's be aware of our stomachs when we're doing these, and then people were saying engage your stomach muscles. What does that mean? I suppose it means lifting and tightening as you round your spine. So do one more of these. This is a great thing to do first thing in the morning. Have your mat by your bed, jump out of bed, straight onto all fours. And then we keep the flow going. We're going to come back now. So take those knees a little bit wider. So inhale back. And then exhale forward to up dog. Inhale back. Exhale forward into upward dog. One more. Inhale back. Really stretch through from those tips of those fingers, pushing back with the tailbone. And the last one, coming forward. And then back onto all fours. Now we're going to come into around each side of tiger. We're going to hold, so inhale. And then you can exhale here and take one more breath in and out. And then we come down. And then we move to the other side. And then we come back. And now let's take a lovely big stretch. One last stretch through in wide knee child. So take those knees out, toes are touching. Bring your head down to the mat if you can. If not, use a block or a cushion. Release the spine back. And then come back up onto all fours. So with the warrior flow, we're going to work, starting with the right leg, we're going to work our way up to standing and then flow and then come back down and do the left leg. So as always, I will talk you through. So we're starting in upward dog. So when you're ready, tuck the toes under. We push back. Have a big stretch through here. Take the dog for a walk. And taking your heels down to the ground. If you wanted to keep the knees a little bent here, you can. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift up that right leg and you're going to bring it forward. If like me you need to shuffle it forward, do. And then we're going to start with the left knee down as we inhale up. Hold here for a breath. Palms come together. Left on right knee. Left elbow that is. Hand to the mat. And then bring your arm up and away. And then we're going to tuck that back toe under and we're going to come into warrior. Come up into warrior one as we sink forward, looking forward. Remembering just to double check on our feet. So that back foot is coming out slightly, our heel is in alignment with the, warrior one, with the arch of the foot. Knee stacked over ankle. Shoulders dropped away so that we're not putting any pressure on the neck. And then when you're ready, arms coming out into warrior two, checking our alignment. Let's flip the palm, coming up into peaceful warrior. Hold for a breath. And then elbow comes down to extended side angle. And then you can keep your, well, in fact, let's put our hand on our waist here so we can just feel that opening up through the chest. And then when you're ready, bring the arm over. And then the hand comes down. We take the knee down. We push back. Then we come into extended child, ready to do the flow on the other side. And we're now back onto all fours. And then when you're ready, it's pushing up into downward dog. Walk the knees forward, trying to get your heels down to the mat. And then when you're ready, the left leg comes up and then bring that foot forward. Then when you found your balance, we inhale up. Palms together. Right elbow on left knee, looking over our shoulder. Hand comes down, arm comes up and away. Then when you're ready, the hand comes down, we tuck that back toe under as we then take the right foot down. We can see our alignment here. I need to shuffle that foot in a bit. Line on my mat. Then when you're ready, we inhale up. The arms come up and then just settle in with that front knee. And then we take the right arm back. Left forward. Settle our arms in. Then when you're ready, flip your palm. The arm comes up. Push down with the back edge of that right foot, keeping the right angle in the front left leg. And then bending the elbow as we come up and over. Sorry, hand on the waist first, so we're opening up through the chest. And then the arm comes over. Then let's bring the hand all the way down, knee to the mat, coming back, extended child. Take a rest here. We're going to do a wide leg stretch but seated before finishing with legs up the wall. So slowly peel yourself up, then just flip yourself round into a seated position. Take the legs out in front to begin with before we take them wide. Just give them a bit of a shake. the toes. And then when you're ready, we're going to take those feet nice and wide. And as we did at the beginning, just feel your tailbone and your sitting bones just nice and settled on the mat, nice and grounded. Inhale, and on the exhale we're going to creep forward. Slowly does it. And then when you're as far as is comfortable, don't push too much with this. It very much works on the lower part of the spine, the lumbar vertebrae. And then when you're ready, we're going to walk our hands over to the right leg. Inhale, exhale to take the body towards that thigh. And then hold where it's comfortable, could be your ankle. If you can reach your toe, that's great. If it's your calf, that's fine. Some things never change. One day I will learn the difference between different parts of the leg, the body, whatever. So anyway, take hold of wherever is comfortable, take the gaze forward, and we're not taking the head down, we're hinging the spine forward, wherever you are. Now we're going to take this left hand and we're going to take it behind us. So these sort of pulling things behind you are what's known as binds. And then you're going to turn and look over or towards that left shoulder. Be very mindful, this is a big twist here in the top of the pelvis. And then if you wanted to bring that arm up and over to join the other, you can. Still trying to look underneath the armpit. If that's too much, just keep the head forward, and you can be here, wherever is comfortable for you. Now let's gently walk through centre, and we're going to do exactly the same on the left side. So wherever you can hold, and just try and bring, starting from the stomach, down towards the top of the thigh. And then when you're ready, we're going to take the right arm round this time, trying to take the bind around the waist. When you've found that twist, then it's looking over that right shoulder. Music's gone a bit frenetic. And then inhale the right arm up and over, joining the other hand, and then carrying on, if you want, looking under the armpit or looking forward. I'll leave it with you. Now let's come back through centre. One last stretch here, and just see if you can bring yourself a little bit further forward as you exhale. Exhale into the posture. And as always I've said, it's fine to have a micro bend in your knees whenever you're doing any of these forward folds. And now let's slowly slide back up. And then you're going to take your hands behind you as you inhale, and then exhale, pushing the chest out, arching the back in the opposite direction. Then back to centre. Let's swing those knees in and then bring them up, and then let's just give ourselves a nice hug in, rocking from side to side. And now we'll move into the final posture, which is legs up the wall. This is where, while I'm in the yoga cave, I can work a little bit of magic. So here goes. And here we are. So for the final relaxation, we're going to do legs up the wall. Everyone's favourite, if you've got a wall. It's up to you whether you have the legs straight or you take the legs slightly apart. You can lift the bottom up a little bit with a bolster if you want, or just take the legs up the wall. It's entirely up to you. Just find somewhere comfortable. You can have a cushion under your head. Really, it's up to you to find something that feels really, really comfortable. So the important thing is obviously to try and get yourself up as close to the wall as possible. She said coming in to her lights. I'm going to come down because I've got a little bit of a reading while you're all up there, but I shall come up here to show you to begin with. So we slide in, we've got our right hip as close as the wall to possible, and then just gently guide yourself around so that you can get your bottom in as close to the wall as possible so that it's touching. And then when you're in there, just snuggle the shoulders down. Let's just take a couple of lovely breaths here. So your right hand is on your stomach, your left is at heart centre. And then just feel the breath on the inhale as it rises all the way through the chest to the top. And then the body falls in reverse. One more breath here. And then release the hands to wherever is comfortable for you. Just focus on clearing any thoughts away. Just focusing on this moment, focusing on my voice. And just enjoying the sensation of having your legs inverted. We don't often have the legs in this position. It's very, very good for the circulation. Good if you suffer from tiredness or varicose veins. So I'm going to read a poem, and as I said, you just focus on my voice, on maybe the images that the words bring to mind. And the poem is called Why I Am Happy to Be in the City This Spring. For creepers etched across a wall like the marble veins in David's hands. For the lichen and granite blocks of a city's ancient battlements. For empty paint pots, loose blue string and slightly sparkling bottled water discarded in the bushes. Its dregs quite still, reminding us we are only passing through. For a builder's ship of silver crucifixes. For sunlight on the golden rooster of the weather vane. For the metal dragon listening in jingling cash outside the new cafe. For students drinking coffee, their notes taking off in the wind. For birdsong when a door slams. For birch trees like Elizabethan ladies painted white. for the burgeoning stems of aloe vera, municipal gardens, the chubby children playing back in the road, for water in a concrete pond, for the reflections, fish and ripples over grey, for buttercups emerging through drain holes, for garden planters standing bare all winter, now filled, for distant hills, for the balm of a snail's track on galvanised railings in midnight, for this ongoing twilight over new home, and through it the relief of seeing individual stars. So now gently take one more breath where you are before you can either stay here and let the video finish, or if you wanted to gently bring yourself back into a seated position. I hope you've enjoyed the first session for a while in the disco yoga cave of light and poetry, and I will see you tomorrow. So again, I'm still losing track of days, so this will go out Thursday morning. So yeah, Friday will be Friday Flow, I promise. So until then, namaste, keep your comments coming, and I hope to hear from you soon.